understand that, okay, if I think I'm doing my best, out of me in the world, who is doing the best? When I think of IIT, IIMs also, I think of Harvard and Stanford. You just need to understand that, hey, this is so crazy for, you to convince your family that your dad will like, okay, beta, here, take XYZ rupees a month. Then I think the next point on financial strength would be,
Okay, so let's talk about the brand now. If you had to explain the brand Wild to someone
Mhm.
who is completely unknown to this, how would
Uh-huh.
you explain it to him or
So
her?
I'll actually start by showing the cards, right? So even if they don't understand the
Okay.
concept, they would be like, "Wow, this is so cool." So this is one of the cards. I don't know if you can see it,
Yeah, we can see
right?
it's
That's the
very
male
pretty.
card,
Yeah, it's very
right?
attractive.
Yeah, that's the female card. I don't
And
know if you can see the shine as well.
yeah.
So we've just come up with the third card, which is a gender neutral card, which is an astronaut card. These are our limited edition cards, right? So what we're basically building is people don't know what social currency is. So, like you said, explain it in a very simpler manner, right? It's basically a card for Instagrammers, right? Today, when all of us also go out to restaurants or, we buy a brand, we end up putting a story or a post about it, right? We don't get paid. Half of us don't get paid. I'm not saying from an influencer perspective, but from a normal human being perspective, right? What we do is each time you use this card, which is a Visa powered card as well, right? You shop from a list of our partner brands and you post about the same brand on your Instagram. It's not a hard sell. You don't have to sell the brand to your friends, right? You get a cashback ranging from 30% all the way up to 100%, right? So like back to the concept, it's a card for Instagrammers where you post about the brand or your purchase, on your Instagram. You post the same link on your application as well. You get the cashback. And other than the cashback is not only the cashback, we're invite only, which is again very tough to get in, right? We either send out invites to very, very, very selected few people, or we also have a waitlist of 25,000 people right now. So that's a huge waitlist of people, constantly calling us up, spamming us on all platforms as well, right? And other than just the brands and other than just the purchases, you also have access to all the events happening in Bombay, right? From your cruise events in Bombay to experiential events in Bombay, you get access to these events for free, right? And eligibility for this is 1,000 plus followers and a public profile on Instagram. That's about it. So yeah, I
So
don't know if
is
that was
this
easy for you guys. It's a very easy thing. If I go into detail in making you understand how the cashback is calculated, how what kind of brands, what kind of everything, that's a longer topic.
is this brand for influencers or for the other brands or for both?
So it's actually for both. We call it a card for creators. We don't use the word influencers. Even if an influencer wants to use the card, right? Let's just say that you're an influencer who's known, let's say, in the food industry. Let's say there are restaurants that give you out free food and everything, right? Great. Like we're happy that you do that. We're not saying stop that. We're still saying do it, right? What we're saying is that you still have expenses of your clothes. You still have expenses of you go to gym, you shopping at different places, because we cover basically your 360-degree vertical of spending. So there's nobody in this world who doesn't have spendings, who doesn't have expenses every month. Like for example, you're a college kid, like you guys are college kids,
Yeah.
right? Today you're new, you might be new to the city as well, right? Wild
Yes.
might help you, like you reach out to cooler events which you will not kind of even hear about. Like we sent our users for nothing phone, which was also like it's a phone, right? We sent our users for the launch, which was invite only, right? And our users also had no idea that wow, this is even happening, So it's multiple things. But before the events, of course, it's more on the concept where even if you have earnings, if you're an influencer, we're very happy you're an influencer, right? And if you're an influencer, your cash flow will also be higher because your engagement's also a little higher. So we understand all of those metrics. And part of the onboarding process, you have to log in from your Instagram account, right? Where we've partnered with Meta directly, where all your credentials they go to Instagram, they don't come to us as well. And it's all under the RBI regulations and guidelines. So all your banking details, whatever, is going directly to the bank, does not come to us.
So,
So yeah.
do you see the brand expanding itself in the coming future, like in a very recent months?
Definitely,
Like,
yeah. It's So I, like just to add up to this for you guys, what we do for brands, right? Let's just say if I look at, let's just say I'm just gonna get this water bottle, right?
okay,
This is a Tupperware water bottle. If both of you were marketing kids of the brand, let's say you work for Tupperware, how is it that you would sell it?
we would say it's a very sturdy. We have different kind of.
That everyone is
She's,
saying. That
yeah.
everyone is saying, right?
Maybe like in a humorous way, I would use my mom in it and then be like, टपरवेयर अगर घूम गया तुम घूम गए तो चलेगा बट टपरवेयर
Same,
नहीं घूमना चलेगा.
same. My mom is always like, I remember my mom would like tell me saying, if you lose this tiffin or Tupperware, don't come home. And that was
Yeah.
the case with everyone. I was like, mom, it's not even that expensive. But they were like, you scarcity hai. It's not there in the market. But back to
Hmm.
the concept, right? What if I got your mom, let's say your mom is on Instagram. What if I got your mom, who's followed by her friends, people her age, people like-minded, her to post about the bottle, right?
Hmm.
Now imagine that also your mom has paid full value for the bottle. She's paid, let's say,
Yeah.
100 rupees ka bottle hai, for example. She's paid 100 rupees. Now, because she's marketing the brand to her friends, to people that follow her, which is an indirect marketing again, which is not being channelized or everything, right? That's such a huge impact, right? And even when Dishant and Yash started the whole concept, right? When they came up with the idea, they were running a marketing company called Slash Tag, right? So they were doing basic marketing influencer agency, influencer, we're managing koi brand collab aaya kiya. Then they realized that, we all actually have influence. Even if you have one Instagram follower, technically you are influencing someone into something, right? Which is very
Yeah.
important. That's where WYLD comes in, where we say that, hey, you have more than these XYZ number of followers. You post about it, you tell your friends and everything about it, right? For example, let's say there could be a very cool restaurant in Hyderabad. I don't know Hyderabad that well, but let's say, I don't know if you've heard of this place called Opa Keepers in Bombay.
No.
You guys haven't. There's also a place called Tiger Yaki in Bombay, right?
Yeah.
So Opa Keepers came up with a concept where you were breaking clothes. That was the concept. Like you're
Yeah,
eating
yeah,
as
I've
well. So
heard about.
exactly.
Yeah.
So how is it that you came to know about the place or the brand, right? You came to know via some influencer probably, or via
Yeah.
some friend of yours who's posted about the brand. Now, if it's an influencer, if you DM them saying, "Hey, khana kaisa tha," they'll never reply. Versus you message a friend saying, "Ki bro, what did you eat?" or whatever it is, he'll give you an honest feedback because that's how you're friend. That's why they were friends as well, right? So the place is number one, getting a paying customer. They're getting someone to talk about the brand as well, right? So that's the whole concept. So we believe that everyone has an influence. We want to take word of mouth digital, where everyone can talk about a brand, right? So that's what helps the brand as well.
I had one more question. So, do you see any potential competitions in this industry at the moment?
Since we're the first ones, definitely, yeah. We had a couple of competitions as well, but I think a couple of RBI regulations kind of made them shut as well. But we definitely see something coming up with this, yeah. Like we're kind of, we're the first ones educating the people. We might have the first mover advantage as well, but can't predict anything. Yeah, honestly, we never know. There might be 20 people doing the same thing right now as well. So you never know. Or you never know, some brand from US pops up in India saying, "Hey, we built the US market," because even US, no one's really doing it actively today. Or a small country can pop up with this concept saying that, "Hey, this is we're doing the same thing," and this, it's happening. And plus, it's all online, right? It doesn't require to
Yeah.
be physically there as well.
So, how would a brand, like a very small brand, which is just starting itself, deal
Hmm.
with such things? Like a
Uh,
lot of competitions coming at the moment, and they overtake you at a point of time. How would you deal yourself? How would you bring
see,
yourself up?
see, if are you saying in terms of wild or in general?
I'm saying in terms of you as an entrepreneur, how would you bring your brand up again?
See, I would say that you have a first mover advantage first of all. Actually, not
Yeah,
first mover. You have. I would use the word unethical advantage,
yeah.
right? The turnaround time for example, let's say if I talk about, let's say, electronic bikes coming. Let's say there's a company called Ather and there's a company called Bajaj, right? Ather knows that their design change for them will take a week. A
Mm.
Bajaj will take 1 year on the same thing. Why? Because they're a established company. They're out there. They're big. They're publicly listed. Everything, right? So for the design team to come up with something, getting approval, getting changes, making the prototype, everything is going to take you longer. Versus a smaller Ather or any other brand for that matter will be like, "Arey, this is wrong. Let me change it today." So now, if I break it down into a smaller brand, right? Let's say if you're a food company or any company for that matter, you need to be besharam. You go talk to your customers. You go talk to your potential people, which is easily accessible. Like I said, the whole Momo story, right? Us
Yeah.
standing at stores and doing it was not any additional money, right? We
Mm.
knew that we have 30 packets to sell today. We did that. The same thing started with ID Fresh, if you guys know ID Fresh, right? ID Fresh, I think, sold one packet in, I think, some 6 months. One packet. Now look at where they are sitting today. right? They also came to smaller, deep down things saying, how is it that I go and sell? And imagine them selling in South India. South India is the biggest manufacturer of, you making batter at home. Like even my mom till date makes batter at home. But now when she's really tired, she's like, Arey, let me not, bhigo dal and this, that, and then, just get a brand or just a small packet, which is 70, 80 rupees, and then making it for the whole family. Right. So that kind of helps you in a way. So you have the first advantage, which is you can be way faster than the other thing or competition that you see. You just need to go besharam. Yeah, you need to get a set of audience right for you. That is, your first few customers. Make them your friends. Get feedback. Keep improvising. Keep learning. Keep making changes, and then go ahead from there.
Okay. So with this, we come to the end of our first segment.
Okay.
Uh, the next segment is few of our Instagram followers asked us few questions
Mm-hmm.
regarding regarding you as an entrepreneur and how would you deal. So the first question is by Vishwa.
Mm-hmm.
What is the main reason that made you want to do this?
Which is wild or
Yeah,
entrepreneurship.
Eh, entrepreneur, being an
I think
entrepreneur.
honestly, it would for me. Also, I think Vishwa, good question. So I think for me, it would be the willingness to learn. I know if I go into a corporate world and get used to the way things are getting managed, it's the same life that I live. I wake up at the same time. I do the same thing. I do the same work at office. I know that my thinking will stop for a second. I just want to be out there trying to find more problems to solve. So yeah, that's it.
The continuation to the same question was why entrepreneurship and not the regular job?
I think I would just get really bored doing the same thing, honestly. Entrepreneurship gives you new challenges every day. There's so much more to learn. There's so much more to, absorb as well. And even if I have to, let's say in 20 years, worst case, take a corporate job, right? I will actually know what's happening in other departments because I've done it myself. So that gives me the first mover in my head advantage. Ki, wow, this is something that's pretty cool for me. If I do the same thing in corporate, I'm like, ki, cool, And I think a lot of my friends who graduated from BITS Pilani IIT, they're all happy going to corporate because they're all making money. They're all making good money. They're all happy. So it depends on you as a person that do you really want to settle? If that's the answer, then go for a corporate job. If you want to screw up your life, you want to, have sleepless nights, you want to have fights with your team, you want to have multiple things to do, then be an entrepreneur. Trust me.
Okay. The other question is by Rishit Chatani. Have you ever been hesitant to share a secret of yours which has made you rich?
There's no secret, honestly, yaar. If there was a secret to being rich, I'm sure everyone would have been rich. It's as easy as someone saying, "How do I make this viral go? How do I make this content go viral?" Right? There's no secret formula to it. I would just say that stick to one skill set. Make sure you're really good at it. Make sure that you know what's going to even happen. Like I said, email marketing or whatever it could be. It could be anything. It could be growth. You ace it so well, you stick to it for so long that you don't expect money out of it. You expect that, hey, I'm getting results. The day you get results, if the other person is not giving you the money for it or not making you rich, then the person is, I think I would say the person is someone pretty screwed up in the head to let go of you, saying ki, hey, matlab itne paisa, matlab I've gotten you the results also, and now I'm not getting what I want because he's probably learned the same thing, right? B would be that you've not done well enough. You might think you've done good enough, but you probably not have done anything to the world. So, yeah, there's no secret formula to it again.
So Tarun has asked, why does 99% of the startups fail, according to you?
Uh, because I would say it's about execution, honestly. A lot of people get into this thinking that it's a very easy thing to do. There are a lot of people that think that, hey, I have the money in the bank, let me go out there and do a lot of things. But that's not the case. You need to have a lot of things. You need to first have yourself sorted in life, mentally and physically, to even take on challenges and take on work. And it's not as easy as it sounds like. Wow, this like, oh, your founder started at this age, he did the Thiel foundation and everything, and he's there where he is, right? There's a lot of struggle that goes behind everyone. It's not spoken about because people aren't vocal about their problems as well, unless they're sharing it with like one-on-one as well. So if you're not doing the right things at the right time with the right people at the right place, you will fail. And you might even succeed. You might be a Nokia or a BlackBerry. You will succeed. You might just fall down when you're not coping up with what's actually happening around you.
Our next question is, what qualities do you look for a outsourcing or while hiring employees?
I genuinely see the attitude, honestly. Like for me, that's a very big thing. For me, experience will matter if I'm hiring for a senior position, of course, because I know that, hey, I'm paying you so much. I expect this much, out of you as an input or an output. But if it's someone who's just started off, right, I would just see that how much is their willingness to learn, right? And even in our team, we've had people who joined from very junior level, right, and they've grown so much in the company that like it's crazy. Like we have Priyansh who runs brands for us at Wild, right? He joined us as an intern. Today he's leading the entire segment. He's leading a whole team. Imagine in a span of 2 years, he's gone from where he is to where he is today, right? So that changes a lot of things.
Okay, follow up for this question. Since you mentioned earlier also, does like
Mhm.
building up a creative CV or a resume with a lot of skills, does it really stand up or stand against all the odds or other people
So
who are playing?
I mean, I'm not a professional HR, honestly. I'm sure there are. I'm not saying don't make a good CV.
Yeah.
There are people who do all like they make it very creative and this thing. What it comes down from the CV also would be that, okay, is this a relevant person for the job? Because when I, let's say, apply for a hiring thing on any website, in fact, I'll get 100 CVs. When I'm sitting and or someone sitting and filtering it down, right? Out of your 100, you might have 90 that are not relevant. Like if I'm doing a marketing thing, I'll find a mechanical engineering applying for it. I am straight up not going to take them, right? Or I'll kind of have a lawyer who's applied for it, or someone who's not relevant for it, right? So I'm like, yeah, अच्छा उसको काम चाहिए, great, but this is not where I am going to brain my brain power. I'm not going to burn my brain power in teaching you something that you've not done before. If it's someone fresh who's coming in, then great. Then I'm open to everything and anyone. But if it's someone experienced, then like I will look at a few things. And CV is of course definitely important. But it's funny, but I don't have a CV, so that's a funny thing as well.
So, talking about in Wise perspective, how did you market your business when it was new, brand new?
So it's a very funny. It's a very not funny, very interesting thing, right? So we've got a wait list of 25,000 people right now. We've spent zero on marketing, zero, right? We've all got our own growth hacks. We've all done multiple things which did not